I don't even have to tell you how scary it is to be on stage and how the numbers still prove that public speaking is the biggest fear, even more than death for many people out there. It is still true that people would rather die than to read eulogy for somebody else. It is still true. Why? Well, there are a lot of reasons why. And those reasons have been taking away these opportunities that life has presented to us again and again to speak up, to share our views, and through that, make some difference in people's life. When you speak in front of people, it is your way to serve them, to add value to them. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. It is an opportunity for you to share what you know. So what are the ways to overcome the fear is to first understand the purpose behind, the intention behind taking that space, taking that spot on the stage. If you're going to take that spot because you want to enjoy the spotlight and you are there to create some performance and you want that people should give you a standing ovation and you should be talked about as one of the best speakers, well, let me tell you that you've already diminished the possibility of creating a real impact because you've made it all about you. Public speaking is not about the speaker, it's about the public. And now, if you've got this, we need to now see what is this fear all about. Most of the fear is dealt with when you take away the performance pressure. That I'm standing up on stage to prove that I'm a good speaker. No. I'm standing on stage to get some standing ovation. No. I'm not standing on stage for any performance. So I have rested that pressure I created on myself of performing well, right? The performance pressure is out of the window. Life will not give you the opportunity that you're not ready for. Definitely not the second time. So what do we need to do? We need to look at this fear in the eye and understand where is this coming from and what is it that I can do to overcome. Now, for some of us, we are okay to talk to 5 people, but the moment that 5 becomes 50, we don't know what to do. And that's what we call as maybe stage fright, right? That I'm scared of public speaking. It's okay, I can speak to 3 people. I can definitely order food when I go to a restaurant. But talking to 50, 500, all those eyes staring at me is what makes me uncomfortable. And for that reason, I'll give you 5 ways. 5 ways to overcome this fear. So here are the 5 ways I want to share with you to overcome the fear of public speaking, to overcome the stage fright. The first is to be prepared. Knowledge is power. Knowledge in terms of your content and also in terms of your audience. You've got to know what you have to say and how is it going to be relevant for the people who are there to listen to you. Let me tell you this. No matter how awesome a speaker looks to you, how flawed you are with their ability to speak, they practice. And it is because of their practice that they are where they are. We often refer to Steve Jobs for the kind of presentations he's made in his lifetime, launching one product after another. But you need to go back into the archive to see some of his first few presentations and speeches, and you will see what this version is and what was the earlier version and how much difference there is in these 2 versions. It takes a learning curve for you to go through. For every single person, any personality who's quoted time and again as a great speaker has had their own learning curve to go through. And it takes a lot of preparation and a lot of practice. So when you prepare, you automatically feel more confident because you know what you're going to say. And you also know that it's going to be useful for people who will be there to listen to you. The second important thing is to remember to be real. Be real, which means be realistic about the kind of expectations that you are building in your mind about people. And what are the 3 steps to get to this reality? Just to help you understand what I mean by be real. Whatever are your fears, write down all the fears. This will happen. People will throw things at me. Okay. Worst case scenario, okay? Write down your worst case scenario, that people will start picking up chairs and they'll throw it at me on the stage, or they'll carry tomatoes and eggs and they'll throw it at me, okay? Or they'll laugh at me, or I will forever be remembered as the worst speaker on earth. Whatever is your biggest nightmare, put it down. Just put it down. Also put down the best case scenario. Put down the best case scenario, that people stand there, give me a standing ovation. People stand there and tell me that, you know what, whatever you just spoke, just added something to my life, and that is here to stay. And when you do this, you will automatically realize how dramatic this scenario is and how less probable it is to become a reality. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Sometimes when you keep thinking about something, it just starts feeling more real than it is. And when we start putting it down, we realize how dramatic we are becoming with the entire exercise. And that is what will take your attention towards creating and curating content instead of creating this drama in your head. The third way is to be vulnerable. Go there as you, as a person that you are. Go there with your personality. Talk the way you talk. Don't start talking like a robot. Talk like a human, because you're there to address humans. You're there to connect with humans, right? So allow vulnerability to come in. Share a bit of who you are. And that helps in letting people, the audience, know you. And that is what builds the real connection. And you will see, when you allow yourself to be who you are, a lot of this fear just goes out of the window automatically. And then comes the fourth way, which is to be present. Now that you're on stage, let's be completely here on stage. 100% with the audience, offering everything that you can offer in the best way you can. And lastly, remember to be generous. You are there to serve, because that's what a public speaker does. A public speaker is there to serve people. PS is PS. Public speaking is people service. Just by remembering these 5 steps, you will prepare yourself to add real value in the best way you can today. Will you be able to add more value tomorrow? Absolutely yes. Because you will learn more as you grow. You will get wiser. You will get better. You learn more techniques. You will become finer. But you know what? If the opportunity is presented to you today and you show the courage to put your hand up and take it, I know for a fact that you would do justice to it with what you know today. And that is all I ask. I ask you to take that opportunity, because that opportunity can be a breakthrough moment for somebody else as they listen to you, as they learn from you. If nothing else, you could give people the hope that if you can do it, they can do it too. Each one of us has the ability to impact many around. But unfortunately, not many give themselves the opportunity to do that, the chance to do that. And I want you to give yourself that chance. I want you to take public speaking as your #1 priority, because this is a skill that has to be mastered. You will have to bring this to use as you grow up the ladder in your corporate life, right? Whether it is a job or your own business, when you're playing a role where you have to create that impact on people, when you need to inspire people, you need to learn public speaking, because that's what's going to help you do that. It helps you how to learn to be persuasive. It helps you to be more concise, put the message out in a way that it can be understood by people. All of these are techniques that can be learned. Let's look at it as a skill that we want to master. Not we have to, but we want to, because we know that when we do that, it will help us to add more value to others around us speakers. Hope to see you there. And of course, in the meantime, I would love you to share if this was a useful session for you. What are your takeaways? What has opened up for you? And how ready do you now feel to be up on the stage with absolutely no fright at all? I hope this was useful. Thank you so much for joining me once again.